Emily and I met the way a lot of Austin couples do. Sweaty smiled after a Saturday morning 10K down on Town Lake, trading finish line high fives that somehow rolled into breakfast tacos, and 2 years of sharing playlists, protein powder, and the tiny condo I was still paying off. We weren't married, but between the joint lease, the Belgian Malinois we'd rescued, and the matching smart bands we'd swapped last Christmas, every day felt like we were at least engaged to the habit of each other. Her band auto-synced to the same family fitness dashboard as mine, mostly so we could roast each other's split times, but also because neither of us ever toggled the privacy settings. That single lazy oversight is the only reason you're hearing this story from me now, and not 3 years deeper with a mortgage and a monogrammed charcuterie board. Monday, 5:47 a.m. Her tracker pings a fresh route before dawn, zigzagging across the Colorado River instead of looping around it. At first I think GPS drift, the bridge's steel signals bounce. Tuesday the same kinked path pops up, but the distance is cleaner, every mile hitting right on the minute. Wednesday, I zoom in. The start and finish points sit like bullseyes on the roof of the Fairmont. Upscale valet out front, rooftop infinity pool. A runner's loop that begins and ends 31 floors in the air. I'm not the jealous type, but I am the curious kind. So I bookmark the map and let it simmer instead of confronting her. Thursday, she kisses my forehead at 5:15, whispers she's logging speed work, and slips out. 15 minutes later, her avatar lights the map, sprinting the exact same luxury hotel figure 8, heartbeat climbing in perfect textbook intervals. Textbook except for the cooldown, which flatlines to 20 minutes longer than necessary, stationary at Fairmont East elevator lobby. Friday, I lace up early, tap go live on my phone, and tell my tiny Twitch following, mostly college buddies who like to heckle, that were shadowing Emily's mystery workouts. Austin dawn is peach gray as I match her first split under the Congress Avenue Bridge. Chat explodes the way only sleep-deprived strangers can. Bro, she's ghosting you. Hotel buffets hit different. Ask if room service brings morals. I mute them, adrenalized more by the data scroll than the humid air. Mile 3. The Fairmont's glass facade glows pink with sunrise, and I angle through automatic doors like any sweat-drenched guest too zoned in to be stopped. Elevator up, 31st floor, signal still streaming. The corridor hums with chilled silence and scented air. Her tracker shows 12 yards ahead, unmoving. I push through double doors expecting a penthouse suite, maybe champagne glasses or an unmade bed. Instead, I step into a blinding white photo studio exploded across a repurposed ballroom. Silk backdrops, faux cherry blossoms, racks of lace gowns on rolling hangers. Front and center, Emily stands in a full-skirted dress, bouquet clutched, laughing with Derek, the wedding photographer we'd hired for my sister's ceremony last fall. His camera's shutter clicks die as they both notice the sweaty guy in running shoes broadcasting 720p disbelief. My chat rockets, plot twist, is this real? Zilker Park wedding speedrun. Emily's face drains to rehearsal dinner ivory while Derek fumbles the lens cap like it's a smoke bomb. I swallow the mile-long knot in my throat, mine sprinting to catch up with what my eyes already finished. My lungs burn harder than any incline sprint because the air in that ballroom is suddenly too thin for 3 people and 1,000 watts of shame. Derek's shutter hangs limp around his neck, the tilt-shift lens pointing at the carpet like it's about to confess. Emily's fingertips crush the silk bouquet stems, petals crackle. Even with the dress molded tight to her ribs, I can see her chest heaving in time with mine, but my heart rate isn't the only metric spiking. Twitch chat fires off emojis so fast, the overlay lags. I thumb the mic mute, sliding the phone into my waistband so the stream catches nothing but ceiling tiles and the tinny drip of an HVAC vent. In the half-second silence buys me, I realize the only sentence fighting its way up my throat is stupidly polite. What's up? Emily stammers first. Ryan, it's not. This isn't what it looks like. Classic. I blink at the gown, at Derek's blush pink boutonniere that matches nothing but her lipstick. He tries on a professional grin, the kind he wears when convincing bridesmaids to laugh like champagne commercials. Dude, chill. It's a styled shoot, industry networking. No big deal. He gestures vaguely at a clipboard on a light stand with the words bridal fantasy sessions scrawled across a schedule grid. I nod like I'm considering buying the lie, But my watch vibrates, her smart band data still mirroring on my screen. Heart rate 142, stress index redlined. No big deal, right? What about the last 3 mornings? I ask, voice catching. Fairmont lobby cardio good for the portfolio? Emily's eyes flick toward Derek as if choreography failed mid-routine. Look, after your sister's wedding he offered me modeling gigs, she says. Bridal catalogs pay real money. We needed extra income for the down payment, remember? My laugh cracks too high. Funny, I combed our joint account. Only deposit I saw was $200 for creative services, and unless that's code for something, I'm missing the windfall. Derek clears his throat, stepping forward. I smell eucalyptus pomade and insecurities. Ryan, you're humiliating her. Let's talk like adults. I edge back, because in that second, I'm terrified of what my hands might articulate before my mouth can. Emily intervenes, clutching my wrist with cold palms. Up close, the dress lace is cheap, rental wrinkled, like the whole scene banked on distance. Her whisper quivers. I didn't mean for it to go anywhere. First shoot was innocent. Then we went for drinks to discuss concepts, and one concept turned into another. Her eyes glisten but hold, searching for the version of me that would rescue her from herself. I check our history. 864 runs and 12 playlists, 3,341 breakfasts. Loyalty has a ledger, and right now the math is bleak. Chat audio bleeds through my pocket, my mute toggled off when I slipped the phone. Digital spectators chant like a gladiator crowd. Run, king, drop her, sue them both. The humiliation isn't private, it's global, time-stamped, downloadable. I yank the device free and end the stream without ceremony. The room's LED panels hum. Somewhere a shutter panel creaks in the AC. I'm going home, I say. Keep the dress, keep the watch. GPS already knows where you sleep. I pivot before the tears pry loose. Elevator ride down feels longer than the Boston Marathon. 31 floors of mirrored guilt, reflecting a stranger in Brooks' shoes and heartbreak sweat. Lobby-level doors open to a hotel worker pushing a cart of chilled towels. I take one, bury my face, and sprint into sunlight that now seems indecently bright. Outside, the Malinois puppy wallpaper on my lock screen buzzes with alerts. Messages from my college roommate Tyler, who caught the end of the stream at his brokerage desk. Dude, you good? Then crash at my place if you need. I text back a single thumbs up and point my feet toward South Congress like momentum alone can outpace betrayal. My watch dutifully records every bitter stride. By the time I reach the condo, the morning's golden hour has curdled into sticky Texas heat. I unlock the door, greeted by the dog's frantic tail thump. She noses my calves, half whining, half reading the cortisol scent off my skin. In the corner, a hamper spills Emily's neon sports bras like confetti from some celebration I no longer recognize. I grab a duffel, stuffing enough clothes for a week, then pause at the bookshelf where our race bibs hang clipped on twine. I leave them. Let the walls remember the splits we once matched. My phone dings again, a PayPal notification. $2,000 from Derek Shaw Photography. Note, for portfolio rights and damages. The hush money lands softer than the betrayal, but heavier than the silence that follows. I pocket the phone without accepting or refunding the cash. Decision deferred. Front door clicks behind me. I whistle for the dog and head to Tyler's Jeep idling at the curb. As we pull away, I glance in the side mirror. 3rd floor balcony. Emily in a robe, clutching her watch like it's sending her coordinates to some parallel timeline where we never cross-wired our data. She doesn't wave. Neither do I. The smart band on my wrist vibrates one last time, detecting workout stopped. I thumb the power button until the screen goes black, a tiny eclipse, before sliding it off and letting it clatter to the floorboard. The road ahead bends south, and for once no app in the world tries to predict where I'll finish. Tyler's couch became my crash pad, his golden retriever energy filling the air I couldn't. He handed me a guest Wi-Fi code and a Lone Star, and pretended NBA highlights were more interesting than the scorched earth silence around us. Night 3, after the dog finally stopped pacing for Emily, I opened my laptop to nuke the shared fitness account. But habit pulled me into the dashboard first. Her roots were still sinking, only now they spider-webbed through suburban cul-de-sacs instead of 5-star rooftops. 10-mile detours that looped past real estate offices, bridal boutiques, even a credit union branch. The pattern looked like someone scrolling Zillow with their feet. Next morning, I answered a number I didn't recognize. Emily's mother, gentle Carolina drawl wrapped in apology, asked if I'd heard. Heard what? Emily had crashed on Mom's sleeper sofa, sobbing that I'd broadcast her worst mistake. Future in-laws rarely phone after a breakup, unless they're offering damage control disguised as casseroles. She said Emily wanted to return my things. I pictured that watch in her grip like a severed lifeline and told her to donate it to Goodwill. The shock in her pause was almost comic. She ended the call with a sigh that sounded like two families exhaling at once. Tyler's brokerage ran a corporate 5K fundraiser on Saturday, and he roped me in for the team slot that opened when some analyst tore an ACL. Race day sunlight bounced off downtown glass, déjà vu but without the ache. Halfway through, a familiar cadence fell in beside me, Emily's best friend, Zoe, bib flapping. She didn't slow her stride as she muttered, "She's selling the condo share to cover penalties on the photographer's canceled contracts. He bailed the second sponsors saw your stream." I matched pace, legs moving on autopilot. Why tell me? Her ponytail snapped behind her like punctuation. Because closure's a myth. But consequences? Those are real, and sometimes you deserve to know they're happening. Finish line volunteers shoved bananas into our hands. Zoe melted into the crowd. My phone buzzed with a single PayPal refund. Derek's hush money returned, transaction note reading chargeback, services not rendered. I laughed so hard volunteers thought I'd cramped. Later, scrolling through post-race pics, I spotted myself mid-stride, grinning without realizing, sun flashing off an empty wrist. No watch logging splits, no invisible audience counting my breaths, just asphalt, heartbeat, and the next corner. I threw the phone into airplane mode, slung Tyler's spare guitar over my shoulder, and walked toward Rainy Street, where open mic signs lit up like green lights. For the first time in months, the route home wasn't plotted by pixels or promises. It simply unfolded with each step, and that was all the tracking I needed.